It is an investigation you will only see on ABC 12. A mid-Michigan teacher under investigation accused of making homophobic and racist remarks, both in the classroom and online.
Now, at 5 o'clock, we heard concerns from 2 of her co-workers at Westwood Heights Alternative High School. They want to remain anonymous, fearful of retaliation. Let's turn now to ABC 12's Ann Perrette. She's live in Mount Morris Township.
And Ann, the teacher's relationship to the superintendent is adding another layer of concern.
Yes, we've learned that the Academy West teacher is married to the superintendent. So the people we spoke with have doubts anything will actually be done because they say the process so far has not been fair.
Who do you go to? Whose attention do you bring this to when the person you should be complaining to is
her husband, her boss and our boss?
This is the email we uncovered confirming the investigation into the superintendent's wife, an English teacher at Academy West Alternative High School. The principal sent it this Monday explaining he, quote, received an anonymous complaint of racial discrimination and retaliation. And since he's the district's compliance officer, he said he'll lead the investigation with Westwood Heights District's legal counsel. The 2 teachers we spoke to say they're concerned because the email wasn't sent to every staff member, even though it's asking for anyone with information to come forward. Those 2 teachers had an appointment today to discuss what they know. When they arrived, they said the superintendent and his wife were right outside the door.
Because we've spoke up and we finally found our voice, that he knows that we went in there because he just watched us. So it's definitely a fear of our staff that some of them are actually talking about not going forward.
And fear they've dealt with for 3 years. If they speak out against their hostile work environment and what students have told them is a negative learning environment, will they lose their jobs?
Just walk away, because I feel like that would be the most professional thing that they can do, that they just own their mistake and just go ahead and leave the district instead of making the staff and students have to feel this uncomfortable and have to go through all of this.
And again, this investigation was prompted by what are being called homophobic and racist remarks made by the teacher both in the school building and online to staff and to students. So I looked up the district's policy about a teacher's online presence. Take a look. It reads in part, while the board respects its employees' First Amendment rights, those rights do not include permission to post inflammatory comments that could compromise the district's mission. Postings to social media should be done in a manner sensitive to the staff's members' professional responsibilities. And so who is in charge of enforcing this policy? It's the superintendent, which again is the teacher in question's husband. Also in charge of enforcing this, the building's principals. Live in Mount Morris Township tonight, I'm Ann Perrette, ABC 12 News.
Thank you, Ann. We have reached out to the Westwood Heights School District for comment. A spokesperson says because this is an ongoing investigation, they're not commenting right now. The 2 co-workers we spoke with say this is not the first time this teacher has been investigated. They say last month she was put on leave but allowed to return to work.